everybody, it's the 13th Wolfman. You know, today is day 18 of the 31 Days of Horror. That's right, 31 days of horror films. Some this year haven't been as much horror as they've been comedic, but it all equals itself out, because today I've got one of my favorite movies of all time. Just to give you a little quick background. In 1974, Dan O'Bannon wrote John Carpenter's first movie, Dark Star. And then a few years later, he wrote Alien. That's right. And then just a couple years after that, he wrote Dead and Buried. Dead and Buried came out in 1981. Stars James Ferrantino, Robert Englund, before he was Freddy, Barry Corbin. You know, I don't know if you know who that is, but he's a character actor that showed up in a lot of movies. And Lisa Blount and Melody Anderson and Jack Albertson. Jack Albertson, you know, the guy from Chico and the Man. But this is one of a few movies that Lisa Blount is actually in. She made a few movies and then kind of got out of it, you know, I think. So this is one of the stranger movies. I've always felt, and I've said this before, that this movie feels more like it could have been a Twilight Zone episode rather than a film. Just because of the way it ends, it feels very, very Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt type thing. It's got a really twist ending. But so what it is that James Ferrantino plays the local sheriff in this little town called Potter's Bluff. And the town is, as he puts it, isn't any bigger than a postage stamp. And over the course of just a few days, people are dying left and right in Potter's Bluff. He's doing more police work in the last few days than he's done for as long as he's been there. You know, I mean, people are getting run over or burned alive. And they're not dying. They're dying in these really morbid and twisted ways. And he's looking into it. There's a reason behind it. I can't tell you what the reason is. But everyone seems a little off in this town. You know, including his wife. His wife tells him things, you know, and then he talks to somebody else and they don't understand what he's talking about. And it just seems like the biggest ball of lies this town has. This is a very, very cool film. If you haven't seen Dead or Buried, this is a definite recommend for anybody. This is the Blue Underground limited edition. I think this was limited because I got number 42,073. I think this was limited at one point to 50,000 units. And like I said, I got number 42,073. I remember watching this as a kid on cable all the time. And there's a specific scene that has to do with a needle. I'm not going to tell you what the needle does, but it sticks. Once you see this movie, it kind of sticks in your mind. I bought this years ago. This is from about 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. I bought this. I think I need a new copy because this film has the transfer looks kind of dark in some places. So I'd like to see like what it looks like now if they've remastered it on Blu-ray or whatever, you know. It like I said though, it's a good film. I'm not complaining. It's just the look is just a little dark. I mean, but it's a good movie. It's a real weird movie. I mean, once you get involved watching this movie, it's not one of those movies where you're sitting there and you're watching the movie and you're going, okay, what time is it? You're just sucked into the story. The story is 100% there. You're engaged. Once it's over, you're like, wow, that went by fast. It's an hour and 33, Well, it's an hour and 36 minutes, but if you take off the 3 minutes for the credits, it's an hour and 33 minutes. Yeah, so I don't really have a whole lot more to say, but this is a good movie. You know, check it out. If you haven't seen Dead and Buried, check out Dead and Buried. This is my day 18 movie for the 31 Days of Horror. Always like, subscribe, share, and comment. When you do subscribe, hit that bell. That way you'll be notified anytime something new comes up. And always comment because I want to know what you have to say. As always, I am the 13th Wolfman. I've got nothing better to do than to go on the prowl.